In the old days?
Yes, in the old days.
When you used to eat potatoes?
Yes. Evil white carbs.
Good girl. Say it again, Phoebe, louder.
Evil white carbs.
Say it again, with feeling.
Evil white carbs.
Oh, well, you did 2 good ones. Anyway, can you pass me the parsley, please?
Certainly.
Nice, thank you. And we're just going to chop up a little bit, because you know how I like greens. And we're just about there. Phoebe, why don't you grab yourself a little fork?
Do you want the yogurt too?
Oh, thank you. What am I going to do without you? I'm just getting used to you now. This is quite an indulgent dish, isn't it?
It is.
Got the yogurt and everything.
What's is that low fat?
It's low fat. Low fat yogurt actually has more calcium than full fat.
Oh,
yogurt.
Why is that?
All the fat's been taken out, so the calcium's been intensified. Let's do a little bit of greenery.
That looks delicious.
We have 308 calories there, about 2 grams of fat, and lots of good carb and lots of protein. This is so yummy. Wait till you taste this, Phoebe.
I am really excited, actually.
It's hot, remember? Yum. You know how to eat. Get a little bit of everything.
Everything. That's really good.
Yeah? What do you like about it?
I don't really like lentils, but I can't taste them because of the veggie stuff.
Yeah, the sweet potato gives it a nice sweetness, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's fantastic.
And there's no oil in that. Thank you. I won't be so remiss in future.
That is right.
Thanks for your help. This is the kind of meal that you want to be eating when you're exercising. So, guys, 3 good meals with lots of carbohydrates, almost no fat, and lots of protein. So experiment with these good carbs. You'll start to love them, and you won't go back to those evil white carbs ever. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I loved teaching you about carbohydrates, and good luck on the run.
Thanks, Janella.
Janella, thank you so much for having me in the kitchen, and to the contestants as well. I definitely learnt a lot. But now you guys are all going to head to the big gym where you've got a very special guest waiting for you.
Thanks, Hayley.
Thanks, Hayley.
See you guys.
See you, Janella.
Thank you.
Coming up, Paralympian Kurt Fearnley.
I'm at the stage right now that I know that if something's put in front of me, I'll go until I physically and emotionally can't move.
And
It's a big brekkie cook-off.
a breakfast for champions.
Here they are. Hey.
They're coming.
Welcome back to Masterclass. Today we have a really special guest, someone that Shannon and I are both really excited about. This is a person who I would have to say is the definition of guts and determination. He has won gold medals at Beijing and Athens, the Olympic Games, and several world titles. All of this has been done without the use of his legs. So if you want to talk about being up against the odds, this is pretty much where it's at. I would like to introduce to you Kurt Fearnley. Thank you so much.
No problem. Good to see you, buddy.
Hey, guys.
Well, Kurt, thank you so much for being here today. You have inspired a nation. Kurt, tell me a little bit about the reason why you are in a chair. I mean, I know it's something to do with your spine.
Yeah, I was born with lumbar sacral agenesis, which is missing a portion of my lumbar and sacrum, which is why I'm as short as I am wide. So my spine isn't as long as what it should be.
I've just mentioned to the contestants your amazing achievements as far as being a Paralympian. But for those of you that didn't know...
You crawled the Kokoda track.
Yeah, it was hands down one of the most emotional things I've ever done. Every single day was physically and emotionally the hardest thing that I had done. And I kind of knew that I really wanted to do this, knowing that every single village I went into, you were just opening up the eyes of the local guys. You know, disability in PNG, they're our closest neighbour. You could jump on a plane and be there in 3 hours, but it's like it's a different planet. A disability over there, if you're born unable to walk, you're in a room and they don't expect you to leave the room. Where they saw a guy crawling from village to village, and every single time you went into this village, you saw their eyes opening up, and then this confusion and happiness and just, what are you doing? And then you just saw them questioning their ideas on disability, and you just thought, I'm going to keep going. I have to. And that I had people in wheelchairs, they knew that I was going to crawl the track, come up to me the day before, and this guy in a wheelchair comes up and he puts his hands on both of my shoulders and looks at me in the face, maybe a foot away from me, and he says, Kurt, you realise that people in PNG think that the disabled want to stay inside. They are going to see you crawling this track and you are going to change their world. And for the next 2 weeks, every single person in a wheelchair is on your shoulders.
God, as if I haven't got enough to worry about.
And that was tough, but there was no way that I was going to stop. From the first village I went into, I knew that I was going to make it the 96 Ks, and 11 days later we kind of crawled out of the jungle, and it was incredible.
Lisa.
Yes. Kurt, what was your driving force to do the Kokoda? What triggered in your head, that's what I've got to do?
It had always interested me. I'd read books about it, and I'd always really wondered what Kokoda was.
Yeah.
You know, then it might sound strange being in a wheelchair, and it might sound a little bit, I don't know, naive, but why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's something that played a fairly big part in Australia's history, and wheelchair or not, if I'm physically able to do it, then why not?
Right now I'm sitting here, and to me, and probably to Shannon too, you seem pretty superhuman. But we know you're human. We know there must have been moments when you were out there that you just wanted to give up.
I remember a few days where I was so exhausted that I couldn't talk. I would get into camp and then I'd just lie down in my tent and my family would be wandering around outside, peeking in, and they didn't think that I'd be waking up the next morning to keep crawling, but my brother would come in and he'd say, you know, I've seen you do some pretty incredible things, but he said this trip over the last 10 days, you know, you've just blown me away every single day. Every single day you've crawled until you fell over. And then, you know, you woke up and did it again the next day. And I guess personally I realised that my body is crazier than what I ever thought. And that I'm at the stage right now that I know that if something's put in front of me, I'll go until I physically and emotionally can't move.
Going back to your last point, mate, you were talking about when you set off on Kokoda track, you felt like you had the weight of so many people following your journey with disabilities on your shoulders. I think the same thing is here for you all now as well. You didn't sign up to come onto this show for other people's benefit, but there's going to be people at home watching each and every one of you on your individual journeys who are backing you, who are using you as inspiration to beat what's beating them, which is their weight. Caitlin, there's going to be people looking at you, 24-year-old young girls who have battled their weight their entire life, going, if she can do it, I can do it. You all now have the weight of people watching this show that have been overweight and have been cursed with the same pain you guys have been through on your shoulders as well.
Don't even think about giving up.
That's just not a consideration, hey?
That doesn't exist. But what you guys are doing, you are changing lives. There is a huge impact back home. And I didn't see it when I was in it in Kokoda. I had no idea. But guaranteed when you leave the house, people are going to be stopping you in the streets saying how much that meant to them, what you guys were doing, and how you held yourself. I love what you guys are doing because you are putting yourself into the driver's seat, and at the end of this, there is nothing on the planet that you guys won't be able to do. The toughness that is going to come from this must be incredible.
Okay, you've had so much success. With success, of course, there has to be the other side of that, and that is failure. How did you get through it?
You know, there's been tough races and tough years of races. I started racing when I was 14. I didn't win a race really until 2004. It took 10 years to get there. But, you know, they're all just speed bumps. They're all just the things that make the end result so much better. And the more that you jump over those speed bumps, the more that you get through them or over them or under them, the easier it is.
Shannon.
Kurt, with everything that you've achieved so far, the gold medals, doing the Kokoda, crawling it, what's next for you? Have you got another goal that you want to achieve?
This year is a Commonwealth Games year. So in October, I get my first ever opportunity to compete for Australia at a Commonwealth Games. It's the first ever time that since I've been competing that men's wheelchair races have an event and a full medal status in the Com Games. So I'll be going to New Delhi and I'll be racing my first Games. So it's a big year.
Well, Kurt, I can't tell you how much you've given. I know myself and Shannon, I can speak on behalf of you safely and say we've been totally inspired by listening to you today, and I know you guys feel the same way. The contestants in front of you now have still got a fairly long journey in front of them. Is there anything that you'd like to share with them before you leave us today?
If I could just say anything, that it's not given to you at birth or anything like that, the ability to become an Olympic gold medalist or to push yourself. It's something that you have to remind yourself every single day, if need be every single minute, that you're struggling. And eventually you believe it, and then you're not having to remind yourself to remind yourself. It just happens naturally. The first voice that comes into your head is this little screamer just saying, keep going. And I think that that's what you guys are doing now, is that you're just reminding yourself to keep going, and, you know, I think it's fantastic.
Kurt, thank you so much for coming in today. It's been a real honour and a privilege. Thank you so much.
Coming up, breakfast is definitely the most important meal of the day.
Customers, business up. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah. I want to be hungry.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Hayley.
Welcome to this week's Masterclass Challenge. Without doubt, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. It gets your body fueled, puts your metabolism into gear, and powers you through the day. And that's the focus of today's challenge. It's a big brekkie cook-off.
I thought, I just hope no one has to eat what I cook. I'm not real flash in the kitchen at the best of times, but breakfast, maybe I might have some hope of doing it, maybe.
4 cooking tents have been set up for this challenge. There's the eggs tent, the bread tent, the pancakes, and the oats tent. Your job is to man the tents and create your best breakfast meals. So whoever is cooking in the eggs tent must have eggs as the core ingredients of their breakfast. And in the oats tent, must use oats as their main ingredient. Similarly, bread and pancakes must be the staple ingredient for the brekkies in the other tents. Now, these aren't the only ingredients at your disposal. In front of you is a large buffet table loaded with other ingredients that you can use. So, here's how this challenge works. When I give you the go-ahead, you will run to the tent of your choice. Now, you can't all man one tent. We need a maximum of 3 people in each. So, if you're beaten to your first choice, just move on to the next. Your team will have a few minutes to decide on the meal you're going to prepare. Then, just one of you is allowed to make a single trip to the buffet table to choose the rest of your ingredients. You'll then have half an hour to make your breakfasts. And you'd better make it nice, tasty and healthy, because it's not for you. In just over half an hour, a peloton of 30 cyclists is going to roll into Camp Biggest Loser. When the cyclists arrive, they can eat from any of your 4 stalls. Once the cyclists have eaten, they will vote on their favourite meal. Whichever tent gets the most votes wins the challenge and gets their names on the illustrious Masterclass Shield.
I have cooked breakfast at home, but it's always a big greasy bacon burger or something that I shouldn't be eating at home, and cooking something healthy for 30 cyclists is something I've never done before.
So remember, you're aiming to produce tasty and filling breakfasts for active people. Meals full of flavour and nutrients, but not full of sugar and empty calories. OK, let's get this tour de feast started. Ready, set, go!
Who's going to be left?
Oh, no.
Joey's got no...
Vamos, myself.
I'll come over.
You can cook too, mate.
It's all right.
Not by myself.
Yay!
Yay! Now we'll be right.
Yeah. We're going to win now.
Okay, guys, you've got a minute to choose your ingredients from the buffet table, and your time starts now.
Jana and Shannon decided that I should do the food run because I'm a mum and I always over cater. So they thought we'd better to have too much food than not enough.
Get these.
I hope no one else wants any bananas for their pancake table.
Well, you're not having any.
10 seconds.
She's way too calm.
Of course I'm calm.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, stop.
On your day.
I just went crazy.
On your...
Got off.
Ready, guys? You've got 30 minutes of cooking time. Your time starts now.
Right.
Good luck.
Let's whip a few eggs up.
Yeah. We'll cut the onions.
Here we go, Shan. Just one layer in the bottom of the pan, John.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's ricotta.
I had no idea what ricotta was. Yeah, I've never eaten it before, and I knew it was some sort of cheese or something. Isn't ricotta cheese?
Yep.
Yeah.
Protein, mate.
Yummy.
Cheese and pancakes.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Michelle, Shannon.
Phil, what do you got?
We're doing some bruschetta today, aren't we, Dee?
Wow.
Yeah.
2 different types. So one with tomato, spinach and onion with balsamic vinegar, and one with mushrooms, ham and cottage cheese and some parsley. So we've got the veggie option and
And the meat option.
And the meat option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And put some protein in there from the ham and from the cottage cheese.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good.
See how we go.
Oh, I'll be looking forward to tasting that one.
Good.
All right, guys. Good luck.
Thanks for that. Yeah,
Time's ticking.
Yeah.
Joey, Caitlin, what are you guys cooking?
Scrambled eggs.
Scrambled eggs.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought for sure you were going to go with the omelette.
Myself and Rick won the last masterclass cooking challenge, and I cooked the omelette then, and I thought about doing the omelette again, but cooking an omelette for 30 people is a lot of work.
We thought, oh, try something different. We'll go scrambled eggs, but we're going to put onion and like garlic and parsley in it, and
Yeah, beautiful.
then put like mushrooms on the side with grilled capsicum and tomato.
Excellent. Can you do it in half an hour?
We'll be able to do it in half.
Yeah. Good on you. Well, there's plenty of eggs.
Yeah. A few chooks there.
How's Birchie coming, Leif?
Yeah, good.
She's got to be a dead set front runner to win, hasn't she? Hey?
She was very calm when she was selecting her ingredients. I could imagine her at the supermarket.
You've got to be a red hot favourite, Liz.
Oh, rubbish.
Thank you, Shannon.
We agree.
Except that we got oats.
And you've decided to make what?
Okay, we're actually making 2 options. So we're making a wet muesli with dried fruit and yoghurt. And Jana's making toasted oat trifles with yoghurt and fresh fruit layered.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Called a breakfast trifle.
Nice.
At Camp Biggest Loser, we generally have oats for breakfast, so it's a good slow-release carb that gives you lots of energy for the training that we're doing. I just wanted to use some fruit for some nice complex carbs, so it was, you know, quite easy to put together.
All right, now this looks like the most popular store that everybody bolted for the pancake store.
Absolutely.
Pancakes are notorious for being empty calories. So how are you guys going to make these healthy?
Well, Michelle, we're going to make some banana pancakes. So we're not going to use any sugar at all, because sugar is probably the thing that adds the most calories to it. So we've got wholemeal flour.
You've got wholemeal flour.
Ah, see? Good idea.
Rather than just white,
Yep.
you've actually got wholemeal. That's
Yep.
great.
We'll also use egg whites in there instead of probably whole eggs, so that'll boost up the protein to keep the fat out. And we'll serve that with some sliced fruit and a bit of ricotta with lemon juice and some lemon zest.
Good one.
Good
All right, well,
recovery.
good luck. We'll be back to check in on you.
Thanks, guys.
Good luck.
Keep up the good chopping skills,
I'm
Rick.
just chopping.
Guys, 15 minutes down, 15 minutes to go. It's halfway.
Yep.
Your dishes should be starting to come together.
Yeah.
They're going to have to go hard in the last 15 minutes, I think.
Some pretty feverish workouts going on behind the kitchen utensils, isn't there?
15 minutes, we're going to make it?
Yeah. Easy.
With 15 minutes to go, I hadn't finished the pancake batter, so we, have still had a lot of work ahead of us because I had plenty of pancakes to cook in a fairly short amount of time.
Coming up.